Hello Fly Nation and welcome to the Freestyle Your Life podcast, the one and only podcast inspiring you to live your authentical greatness while teaching you that less is more. I'm your host, Ernesto Zimmermann, and I'm on my mission to help you to be the hero you were meant to be and to live what you came for in life and in business. Remember, the quest we came here for is to discover our true nature, explore our potential and share it by living. Hello Fly Nation, my today's guest is Ileana Sanchez, fitness and relationship expert, talking on the self-love being the foundation to all. Let's jump right into it. Happy to have you here. I'm so excited to hear about your program, and you have such a lovely Facebook group. I'm in there. Yeah. And I enjoy it. And maybe you could also talk a little bit about your book, the Empowered Women's Guide to Dating, which helps women to change love life for good and to avoid the frustrations to meet the wrong men, right? That's what I always struggled about. Maybe I'm too fixed exactly in my head what I'm looking for. Mm-hmm. So nobody's really fitting in there. Maybe my expectations are too high. That could be the case. Mm-hmm. But I'm not settling for less, because I know what I want and I want it like that. And I want to be treated as a queen, as I deserve it. And I'm a mom. I have two businesses, so I really don't have much time. Mm-hmm. And I love to play golf, which is really time. Takes a lot of time to do that. And I would love to find a man who I could work with and who I can play golf with and just enjoy life. But it seems to be difficult. So I don't know. How can women ease this process? So
Well, first of all, thank you for having me here in your podcast.
It's my total pleasure.
Thank you. And well, this what you're just mentioning is when we are in the problem ourselves, we think that, oh my gosh, this is me, right? Only me, mm-hmm. I have this problem. Mm-hmm. And it turns out to be such a common problem for so many women of all ages, all backgrounds, all cultures. I am Mexican. I live in Germany. I live right now in Canada. And in my experience, it doesn't change much if you speak a different language or if you come from a different place of the world. It's almost like the same problem over and over. And I was fascinated by that topic because I was suffering about that myself too. Mm-hmm. And not even just not finding the right person. It was even worse. I found the bad guys, like
me too. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. And it nearly killed my health with my ex-husband. And after I had another time the wrong one. Okay. And this was disaster, total disaster.
Oh yeah, and that is one of the things that I think that was my energy to and my passion to avoid that, because I know what you mean by disaster, Mm-hmm. It is, I think I put on my book, nobody knows what a bad relationship can do to you until you are in one.
Yeah, I know. I'm totally with you. I know by heart.
I know. Exactly. It was about your health, your heart. You feel like it gets physical, not just emotional, but you feel it in your body, right?
Yeah, totally. I'm sitting here with my second peacemaker for that.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah, I feel you and I hear you and I totally understand you. Yeah. Trust me. And that's the reason I create this group, and I create this, for me, it's like a movement. I really want to help women because I went from that place of darkness and pain into understanding, because I went into a journey of 10 years, okay? Mm-hmm. I get my hands into all the information I could get. And it was also kind of easy in the sense that I work with women every day as a fitness trainer and wellness coach. And that helped me also to have more information. I wanted to know everything. And also with men, because we always try to blame them, but they are also suffering in their own way.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I understood a lot of things, and that's why I wrote the book. Mm-hmm. First of all, because I was already in the place of, on the other side, I was already in a happy relationship, in a happy place. But I knew it was a process. I knew it wasn't luck,
Exactly. So how did you manage to find him?
Well, I actually, the way of finding him, it was really online dating, Mm-hmm. But I was ready emotionally. I was ready with the tools. I knew what I have to do. I knew exactly, like you're mentioning, what you want. But sometimes it's not enough just to know what you want.
Yeah.
You also need to know that there are a lot of tricky, how can I say, probably not tricky, but humans, we can distort things when we like someone. So we have to be very careful with that. And I was so aware of those things that I took all the precautions, and it worked, it really worked. And that's why I want to share that with women, to help them really not to fall for the guy that it seems a shiny object. Yeah, for sure. It was just a process of understanding, and I laid that part in the book. Really, I really put my heart into the book, because it was really my own process, and the way I also have been helping women with advice and in person, helping them and see them. I can see how they sometimes things are counterintuitive, and they are really? But I know because they are counterintuitive, that's why they are hard to apply.
Yeah. But what I found out over the years is whatever we become a coach in, right, is what we struggled ourselves as personality before. So I relate totally to your topic, because I had these problems too. I have chosen the authentic part for my business, but I think so many women, especially at a real grown-up age, I will name it, like us, they struggle and they are in transition, because the kids are grown up. They go to live their own lives. Like mine, my son is 21. He's in Canada. I don't get to see him too much. And the other one is 19 in 2 weeks. Just watching the calendar. In 2 weeks' time. So they are really living their own life, right? Yeah. So the house is sort of empty. And I'm divorced for over 10 years now. Thankfully. And it's really time to live ourselves, right? For sure. So I'm really glad when I see young women and with 3 or 4 year olds. I love kids, but for me, I'm so glad I have these grown up tall sons, right? Because now I can really occupy myself with my stuff and my business, and don't need to watch my kids or whatever. Yeah, so I enjoy that really much, and I think the quest we came here is to truly discover who we are, and then get ready to live it, whatever it might be for you or me or our listeners. We have to find out what we are here for. We are here for a special reason, and that's what we need to bring, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, totally. No, I totally understand. I think I think that what you're mentioning about the coaching, we get to coach people from what we were struggling before. It's so important, because when you have that experience, when you have that struggle, you really understand things from a different perspective. I personally went to visit 3 different therapists in Germany and 3 different therapists in Canada. And I don't want to say they might be good in their profession, but they didn't help me in my own problem, I couldn't find what I was looking for. So I did it myself. And because I know so many women are struggling, just like you're mentioning, right? Yes. And we are here to enjoy, to have a happy and fulfilling life.
That's it.
Yeah. So I think when you are on the other side, I think we get more passionate about seeing it's possible, right?
Right.
But there are no tools out there. There are so little information, and professionals, when they get too much to PhDs and all that stuff, I feel that they don't touch ground.
That's it. Exactly. That's exactly what I feel. Right.
Yeah. So I think we have a mission. I feel that I have a mission.
Yeah, totally. So I think the first step is we need to love ourselves first, right?
Absolutely.
Before we could share love. And I think this is really the foundation to get to know ourselves and love us in first place, and then we can share the love with others, right? Otherwise, we are always needy. And to be needy now is not a good starting point for a relationship, right? How could a man bring all what we need?
Exactly. No, you're right. You're just in the right point. Actually, for me, I call it the foundation, right? Yeah. You are the foundation. Your own self-love, your own self-care is your foundation.
Right. Because otherwise we totally lose in our relationship, because we have so much we try to grab and another person can't give it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And you know what you're mentioning, that is so right. But so often we are not aware of that. And that's why we enter, I think we kind of attract first the wrong guys. And when you are not aware, then you fall even deeper for the wrong guy, because then you are in this need, right? You are not in a place of giving. You are in a place of taking.
Yeah, but even giving too much, I had the problem. I was always giving too much, and even until I got very sick and didn't have anything to give any longer. But there was not. It was a one-way relationship, right? Yeah. So I was giving all the time. I ran completely empty. Once the glass is empty, there's nothing else to pull out, right? So this is a problem too. And I think this is especially a problem of us women, because we, over the evolution, we are educated to get everything together, to make it harmonic, and the house and everything, and the kids to take care of everything. But at least we cannot do all these jobs, because we're still doing that. But on the other hand, now we have our own business, and I was totally overwhelmed with all that. It's not manageable.
No, for sure. No, you are right. And you made the right point. It's not just about giving, because you are right. Women, we are like wired to give all the time. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. It's about this balance that we have to learn. You are absolutely right. We have to learn to manage the balance.
Yeah, and I had to really learn this the hard way, because there was not at all a balance. I was giving on all sides, and I was just running out of health, of power, of energy, of everything. Right. So this is and Yeah, you know the saying, Ilyana, once you're really ill, you get to know who are your
real friends, no?
Your real friends, because any other will jump off, they are gone.
Yeah, for sure.
And so was my ex-husband, and
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, oh, absolutely. No.
So the saying after by marrying in good and bad times, this was just a phrase, nothing more, right? There was no being together in bad times. I was totally alone.
Oh, yeah. No, I know. And it's so sad to see. I totally understand that, because I was in many bad relationships for years and years and years. And I totally relate to what you are saying, You are just giving and expecting to get one day, but you're, like you mentioned, you just run empty, and suddenly and you give so much that you give your health.
Yeah.
But you don't realize until you are out, or until you are break down, the machine breaks down completely. Yeah.
That's how it happened in my case. And it was a real struggle to get out of the relationship, because he's the father of my two sons. And I'm a divorced kid, so I know this so horrible from my own childhood, and I didn't want to bring my sons into this also. This was this just blew my head. And but I couldn't help it, because the only thing I did wrong, if you want to say it like that, is I got ill with this man. So, and he told me, well, I didn't intend to have a ill wife, so
goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So that was the case, right?
Yeah.
And cheating on whatever. I don't want to go too deep in here on my own story, but it was.
I totally understand, and
it was fucking hard, I can tell you.
I can imagine. I totally can imagine, and I have to be honest. I think I was just lucky in my past, because I didn't have children, because I was conscious that it wasn't the right person, but you cannot get out still.
Yeah.
But I really feel what you're saying, because women with children is even worse.
Yeah.
And I see it all the time. I am a member in so many groups, and I see, and it breaks my heart, because I can kind of jump out of the sick wagon, right? Because it was easier when you are alone, when you have no children. Yeah. But when I see women with children, it breaks my heart, because I can imagine how hard that can be, Yeah. It's not just you. You have to think about your children.
Yeah, of course. That's what I did. And, but, if it gets so bad that the children are affected and always come in and see the struggle, that's, of course, also not the place they can live. It's not their fault, right? But children tend to make it up to themselves, so because they cannot understand the whole thing. What is it about? And I was I did marry, for my case, I did marry really late. I enjoyed my life before, and I always had the dream, I will marry once and it will be the right man. And for 2 years or 3 years, I thought this would be the case, but then it turned out completely different, right?
Yeah. No, I understand.
But to be frustrated, and I tend to always give our listeners here the transition and the transformation inside, not just sharing our love stories, which might be interesting. But what I want to deliver is the transformation for them to see, okay, this was the case, and maybe they feel similar, or they are in similar situation themselves. So the key insight is to really make yourself priority. right? To say, okay, this is the end. Stop. I will not tolerate this behavior from my friend, partner, husband, whatever he is. Not even one day longer, because it's completely unacceptable, right? And by accepting those behaviors, the only thing we do as women is we really like on floor level, right? We all our self-worth, everything is gone.
Yeah, no, totally. No, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Actually, what you're saying, it's, and it happened to me that I went in many different relationships, and I also was for years and years like, this is not right. So, and I wanted to say, stop it, me, myself, like go out to talking to myself, but I couldn't. And that's one of the reasons I am for prevention. And of course, I'm very passionate about helping women get out of their bad relationships. But what I found out is, like you mentioned, it's also start with your loving yourself and all that. So I think the transformation, it comes to really being vulnerable and talk to the right people, in the sense of, for me, in my case, I hope I can be someone who can inspire women, but probably find someone or get that book or get that program or get that in the group, like for example in my Facebook, or get into your podcast and listen and read. More information you get, it gives you more insights, because sometimes we hear that voice that is telling us, okay, stop, get out of this situation, but it's so hard, because that's the other thing, it is very hard when you are in the relationship. It's kind of it calls we're attached to one human being, even if it's for the wrong reasons.
But this is mostly, like in my case, this was emotional addiction. And it's so hard to get out there,
it's like addiction. You just say it. Sorry.
So this is really the problem, but it doesn't lead to nowhere. Even we move ourselves in even worse situations when we stay. If there is no balance, no alignment, maybe even abuse or whatever, we are killing ourselves, right?
Oh yes, for sure. We don't see it sometimes, but it really kills. Can kill a woman. Yeah, your soul, your mental health, your physical health. Oh yes, totally. I know.
Yeah, totally. I totally think this is the case. And we, I tend to say, if there is a problem in a relationship, if it doesn't work out, it's always two people, right, in there. It's most of the time, it's not only one. It's one who does whatever he does or she does, and the other one is the one who does tolerate it. Right?
The enabler,
and doesn't say, stop it right now, this is the end. So it's a two-way game. And I think a big problem is also that people are not showing their emotions. So I'm very emotional, and but there is still like the saying, a man shouldn't show his emotions or cry or whatever. It's the biggest bullshit I have ever heard in my life, right? For me, a man who is willing and able to share his emotions and to cry on whatever problem he just has, for me, it's absolute strength of this man.
Yeah, for sure. But that is almost like in their DNA. And that is something that I think women, we can change that.
This was the talk with Ileana Sanchez, fitness and relationship expert, on episode number 17 on the Fly podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to tune in to next week's episode with Dolores Dornes Bliss. Have a great day and go for your dreams. Break free and fly. Talk to you next week. Bye.